to be the purpose of it.
I see. Well, okay, you're all set to play Baton Rouge,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right, put your weights down, and we'll do it. We have another good contestant for you. Once again, here's Steve Earle with the introduction. Steve Areno.
Our second contestant is also a weightlifter and will throw Pat out of the studio if she loses.
Oh, really?
Her interests include soaping her neighbor's windows, listening to Boxcar Willie albums,
All
and
right.
setting off her smoke detector. A big WePlay welcome to Connie St.
Hi,
Romain.
Connie. How are you? Now, obviously, Connie, you have a job also besides weightlifting. Where do you work?
I'm supervisor for UPS in Gonzales.
Now, I guess being supervisor with UPS and Gonzales, every once in a while you have to pick up a few things.
Sometimes.
Okay, you can pick me up right after the show. Jim, I forgot to mention, too, your occupation is what?
I'm a lawyer.
You are an attorney, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
We're really going to have to watch it this show on WePlay Baton Rouge. We're going to do the living room players right now. Why don't you come in here real quick, Bob? We want you to reach in there and draw a name out of there for us, will you, Jim? And read that off. Step into the mic there and
All
read
right,
that.
that's Cheryl Radcliffe.
Cheryl Radcliffe from Baker, Louisiana. You'll be playing for Cheryl. Reach in there for us, Connie. Pick out one of our living room players.
Ronnie Mills from Baton Rouge.
Ronnie Mills, and he's from, what street's old Ronnie living
Oak
on?
Grove.
Get ready, Ronnie Mills. You are on Oak Grove. Cheryl Radcliffe living on Daniel Street in Baker. We'll be right back with a coin toss. Then we're tossing the categories right now. A commercial message. We'll be back with round one of WePlay Baton Rouge right after this.
Pat and the weightlifters will grunt and groan to the first questions when we return for round one of WePlay Baton Rouge. Contestants on WePlay Baton Rouge are screened after calling 925-8295. That's 925-8295. Back to more of WePlay and Pat Shingleton.
Okay, Steve, thank you very much. Once again, folks, we start with the coin toss. I'm flipping this coin. Jim, why don't you call it?
Heads.
You can see it is tails. You have won the cross Connie. Boy, am I having a tough time tonight. The toss, Connie, and you've opted to do what?
I'll go first.
You are getting the first question, is that correct? And you're okay over here, Jim?
That's right.
You'll be moving across these streets. And for our living room players, get ready. Who will win the game? If they do, you win a $100 gift certificate from Godshaw's. It's time for round one on WePlay Baton Rouge. Let's go and get it. Okay, Connie, you've opted to take the first question. Go now to the game board where we'll spin the categories for you. At the end of that 8-second spin, you have the option of selecting television, words, and music for your first street, which is Jefferson Highway.
I'll take words.
Words it is. Listen to this question, Connie. We've heard these two familiar words around the Christmas holidays, St. Nicholas. Their English-speaking children mispronounced these words and coined two new words that they are. Can you tell us the two words?
Santa Claus?
Exactly right. You've got Jefferson. And it won't be long until the jolly old fellow will come stomping over our roofs. It's back over to you, Jim. You're looking for Perkins. Look now to the game board. We'll scramble the categories again. This time on WePlay Baton Rouge, Jim, we have for you a selection of sports, television, and things of the past or history.
I'll take things of the past.
Okay, past it is. Listen to this. He's the son of Henry Light Horse Harry Lee. He was the third cousin, twice removed, of General Washington. Can you name this famous general?
Robert E. Lee.
Exactly right. You've got Perkins. High school here in Baton Rouge named after the great General Robert E. Lee. Back over to Connie. Tied at 1-1. You're on Jefferson. You're looking for college. Go now to the game board where we find our category spinning, and we offer this time for your selection, Connie, sports, television, again, things of the past or history.
I'll take television, Pat.
TV it is. Here is the question. At age 12, Erin Morgan landed the role of Joni, Richie Cunningham's kid sister. What TV sitcom did she star in? She's still there as a young adult.
That's Happy Days.
Exactly right. Happy Days. Happy Days, seen weekday mornings, Monday through Friday at 9:30 here on TV2. Back over to you, Jim. Weightlifters Night. You've picked up your first street, Perkins. You're attempting to pick up your second, which is Lee. Let's go back to the game board. Running the categories again, as you answered the question correctly last time, it was Robert E. Lee. You go to Lee Street, Lee Drive, Louisiana, People Sports.
People.
People it is. Here is the question. Under People, the famous French mime first gained recognition in 1947 with its creation of the sad, white-faced clown known as Bip, modeled after the great character Pip in Dickens' Great Expectations. Can you name this famous Frenchman?
Marcel Marceau.
Exactly right. You've got Lee, Marcel. On college right now, it's Connie on Weightlifters Night. She's heading to Acadian. We head to the game board this time. We find for you, Connie, as the categories continue to spin, we offer this selection for you on WePlay Baton Rouge. Louisiana is there, so is People, so is Sports.
I'll take people.
People it is. Here is your question for your 3rd Street, which is Acadian. At the Last Supper, Jesus told this apostle that he would be a traitor and he should do the deed quickly. He did betray Jesus for the sum of 30 pieces of silver. Can you name him for Acadian?
I'd be Judas.
Exactly right. Judas Iscariot is correct. We find Connie on Acadian heading to Park. Jim Doyle's on Lee. He's heading for Stanford. Did I say steadying for Hanford? That's 3 times in this show. When we return, Jim, it's your turn. We're going to take a commercial break and be back with more of WePlay Baton Rouge right after this.
Travel arrangements for WePlay Baton Rouge are provided by American Airlines. American Airlines, doing what we do best.
All right, Steve Earle, thank you very much. And we're moving into round 2 on WePlay Baton Rouge. We find Jim Doyle on Lee heading for Stanford. Connie, you're on Acadian, back to Park. When we left, it was Jim's turn. We wanted to mention it in our studio audience tonight. We do have the television radio group from Baton Rouge High. What do you think about that? Hey, you get the boo. That's what happens when we play Baton Rouge. Sorry, kids, but it's good having you here anyway, and I know Mr. John Dobbs, your instructor, gets the big boo, too. Okay, it's back to the game board for you, Jim. You're on Lee heading for Stanford. Let's run the categories for you. As we move into round 2 on We Play Baton Rouge, here we find, this time, places, comics, and words.
I'll try comics.
Comics it is. Here is the question. Under comics, what is Moon Mullins' kid brother's name? Now, Jim, is it K.O., Roger, Humphrey, or Plato?
K.O.
K.O.'s right. You've got Stanford. Locked in, tied up at 3-3. We go back over to you, Connie, on Acadian looking for Park. Go now to the game board. Let's move the categories for you. Our categories, you will have 3 selections. This time, movies is there, schools, universities, mixed bag. Never know what is in mixed bag. Sometimes Bob Jolly's in the mixed bag, but you can select one of them.
I believe I'll take mixed bag.
Mixed bag it is. Here is the question under mixed bag. Under the category of trivia in our mixed bag, we find this question, Connie. How fast can the alligator run on land? Now, this is a multiple choice question. Is it 10 miles per hour, 20 miles per hour, 5 miles per hour, or 3 miles per hour?
I'd say 5.
That's right, 5 miles per hour. You've got Park. Now, I know that those Florida alligators, it's the University of Florida Gators. Is that right? Is that right, Rick? Yeah. University of Florida Gators, I know for a fact they run about 2 miles per hour. Isn't that right? Because LSU continues to beat their suitcases. Okay, it's back over to you, Jim. You're on Stanford heading for Dalrymple. It's back to the game board. Here we find this time, as the game board spins, we offer these categories. Places, comics, and words.
Let's try words.
Words it is. Here is the question. Under words, listen to these words. Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. Were they said by Dale Brown, Chuck Noll, Henry Red Sanders, or Tom Harmon?
Would you say those names again?
Okay, I'll say it again. Once again, we instruct our audience not to shout out any answers. Listen to these words, Jim. Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. Were they said by Dale Brown, Chuck Noll, Henry Red Sanders, or Tom Harmon?
Tom Harmon.
I'm sorry, incorrect answer. It can go back to you, Connie. You can take the question or back to the game board.
I'll take the question. Would that
Okay.
be Dale Brown?
I'm sorry, that's an incorrect answer too. The words winning isn't everything, it's the only thing were said by Henry Red Sanders. Pro football coach Vince Lombardi has often been credited with saying what Vince did say was this: winning isn't everything, it's how you react to losing. The line was used by John Wayne in the 1953 movie Trouble Along the Way. So 2 incorrect answers. It's back to you, Jim. It's back to the game board. You're now on Stanford. You're heading for Dalrymple. We'll move the categories again. We find this time these categories: sports, television, things of the past, or history.
History.
You like history again? Here's your question. Under history, history tells us that this man was the only president to serve 2 terms, not consecutively. What is the name of our 22nd and 24th U.S. president?
Grover Cleveland.
Exactly right. You've got Dalrymple. We got 4 streets for Jim, 4 streets for Connie. On Weightlifters Night, you've both picked up 4. Just 2 remaining to reach the studios of TV2 as you cross over Texas. We got to cross and take care of some business right now. The final round of We Play Baton Rouge when we come back. Okay. All right. Now listen, we're moving into the last round. I made a mistake. Once again, it's not Mr. Dobbs' class from Baton Rouge High. It's Miss Wagner. So how about a big boo for Miss Wagner's class? That's what happens when we play Baton Rouge. They got the double boo. When we left, whose turn was it once again? We go to our judge in there, and she says, Jim Doyle's turn. Jim, you're on Dalrymple, heading to Texas. We spin the categories again. We're locked at 4 and 4. Here we find for you this time, Jim, we offer things, music, and people.
People.
People it is. Here is your question in the people category. Huey Long was born in what parish, Jim? Was it Beauregard Parish, Point Capee Parish, East Feliciana Parish, or Wynn Parish?
Wynn Parish.
Wynn's right. You've got Texas. Back over to Connie. Connie on Park heading for East. Virtually tied. Let's go to the game board again. The categories move this time again, Connie, and you'll find that you can select from things, music, people.
I'll take things.
Things it is. Here is the question under things. Under things, William P. End. Connie, William P. End is the inventor of this product. He is called the father of traffic safety. Can you tell us for E Street, what did he invent?
The stop sign?
That's right, you've got East. William P. End, the inventor of the stop sign. He had a brother too. His name was Tail End. Okay, back to you, Jim. We spooked the herd there. Texas Street is the one you're on. You want to pick up Highland, and if you do, you move to the studios TV2. Let's go back to the game board for you. Here we find, in this the final moments of We Play Baton Rouge, the game board's offering things, music, people.
I'll try people again.
People it is. Here is your question. Under people, Hugh York is a stylist who created a hairstyle for this famous actress. Jim, you answer this question. You move across Highland as our winner today. If not, it goes back to Connie. Can you tell us who this famous actress was?
It's not multiple choice this time.
No, it's not.
Nancy Reagan.
I'm sorry, incorrect answer. Connie, the question or back to the game board?
Back to the board.
Okay, Hugh York is the stylist who created a famous hairstyle for the famous actress Farrah Fawcett. You remember when the Farrah Fawcett hairstyles come out? I had a Farrah Fawcett hairstyle, but I didn't wear it today. Okay, it's back to you, Connie. It's back to the game board. We run the categories. We find you're both tied with 1 street to go before reaching the studios of TV2. Here is Louisiana people and sports.
I'll take people.
People it is. Once again, here is the question. An early mayor of New Orleans was the first to crystallize sugarcane juice into granules of sugar. What was his name?
I don't know.
That is not his name. Back to you, Jim. You can take the question or back to the game board.
I'm going to sports.
Yeah, we got to spin though.
Oh, we do?
Yeah,
Oh,
it'll go
okay.
sin. So you're turning down the question?
Yes, right.
Okay, then I'll give the answer. The early mayor of New Orleans, who was the first to crystallize sugar cane into granules of sugar, was a guy by the name of Debore, B-O-R-E, Debore. He's the one that boreed the sugar. So it's back to the game board for you. Still tied. Go now to the game board, Jim, and select these possible categories: things, music, and people.
I'll take things.
Things it is again. Here is your question. George Nissen, Jim, invented this in 1926. It bounces, it will send you. What is Nissen's invention? You answer it, you win the game. If not, it's back to Connie.
Trampoline.
That is exactly right. You moved over Highland as our winner today. Bouncy, bouncy. It's a good game, Connie. 4 right down to the end of the wire. You moved over the last streak, and I think that last question, the one that you opted to take, I think, from Jim, was the one that was kind of tricky. So, as our contestant that moved to the studios of TV2, second, no, we have a nice prize. I think you're going to enjoy it. We go now to Steve Earle. Steve, what do we have for Connie today?
As a weightlifter, you know how important it is to stay in shape. Well, WePlay Baton Rouge is giving you a VIP membership to the only club in town with 2 locations. Yes, a year's membership is yours at the Baton Rouge Athletic and Racket Club. At this $1 million facility, you'll find racquetball, tennis, indoor-outdoor pool, diet center, daycare center, exercise room, sauna, and whirlpool. All for you from the Baton Rouge Athletic and Racket Club, airline at Greenville Springs Road, and Mammoth Drive. The Baton Rouge Athletic and Racket Club. We're offering a lifestyle, not a workout.
All right. Connie, you'll be able to use that, won't you? And listen, for your living room player, Ronnie Mills, 2126 Oak Grove Drive. Hey, Ronnie, that's what happens when we play Baton Rouge. But you will also receive a shirt from us here, a We Play Baton Rouge t-shirt. And thanks for playing
Thank you.
We Play Baton Rouge. Over to Jim Noyle. Jim, that last category that you picked was things. The guy that invented the trampoline was...
Nissen, the
Yeah.
same guy that has the Datsun.
Is that right? I think he's putting me on, folks. How many in the studio audience thinks he's putting me on?
He's putting you on, Pat.
Hey, I wouldn't put you.
I was going to believe that, Jim, actually. Your living room player was Cheryl Ratcliffe. And Cheryl, on 1425 Daniel Street, you have won a $100 gift certificate from Godshaw's. So I'm sure that Cheryl will want to take you over to Godshaw's to check out whatever she... We have a nice present for you. We also have a good prize. Once again, Steve Earle, what do you have for Jim?
You've reached the studios of TV2 first, and we have a fabulous prize package for you. First of all, you're heading to the superstore for the 80s, none other than New Generation, where you'll find a $50 gift certificate in your name. New Generation is your headquarters for low prices on all your audio and video needs. New Generation, Florida Boulevard and in Tigertown, your superstore for the 80s. As you know, the South is well known for its gorgeous antebellum homes. You and your guest are going to Notaway Plantation. You'll check in Friday, and after a complimentary cocktail, you'll receive a personally guided tour of this fabulous plantation. Yes, Arlen Bees has restored this home to the days of yesteryear. Enjoy the quaint surroundings along with champagne, breakfast, Friday night dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Saturday, all included in this most relaxing getaway package. All from the Notaway Plantation. The Notaway, offering the elegance of yesterday today.
Jim, I think you enjoy that. Now listen, we also have the We Play Baton Rouge hat and shirt for Here you go, Connie. Forgot to give that to you, and also for you, Jim.
Okay.
And don't take your weights up there to the Notaway because you know they don't want anybody bowling or dropping weights in the room. You know? No.
I'll
Hey,
be
thanks
careful.
for being with us on We Play Baton Rouge. And listen, folks, it was weightlifters tonight. Who's going to be on next week? It might be the Cub Scouts from Pack 76 in Galvez. Pat Shingleton saying, folks, no matter what game you're playing, you play it the best you can. Bye-bye for now.
WePlay Baton Rouge is a Pat Shingleton production made in association with WBRZ TV2. Eyewitness News is up next. And join us next Saturday at 5:30 when... It's time for the plop, plop, fizz, fizz. The goose is cooked, the turkeys are gone, and everyone is stuffed in the capital city. Well, sit back, relax, and play the game show made in your backyard with people that may have been in your backyard. We play Baton Rouge. In keeping with the traditions of Thanksgiving, here now, the big turkey of the capital city, a real pilgrim and a gobbler, the host of We Play Baton Rouge, Pat Shingleton.
Hey, what's the matter? Didn't you ever see a turkey before? Well, Pat couldn't be here today, and I'm his uncle, Uncle Turk Shingleton. So I'll be filling in for him on this, our Thanksgiving show. And to our studio audience, welcome to We Play Baton Rouge. How's everything going today? Good? To our friends at home there, this is the Thanksgiving show, yes indeed. And we have our families with us. And, okay, who just yelled out, I want a leg? To our friends, now listen, here's what we're doing today. We have two families playing across the streets, and they're going to move to the studios of TV2 first. Now, when they correctly answer the question, they obviously get the street. We'll get into the explanation of the rules here in a second, but first, we want to remind those living room players, your response has been great. For each of our contestants tonight, a living room player will be selected, and they will play for a $100 gift certificate from Godshaws. Okay, let's go to that game board, and Uncle Turk will explain the rules. Now, here you can see on our game board that there are a series of streets that both our contestants have to fly across. You'll see up there, they'll pick a specific category. I ask them a question. When they correctly answer the question, they'll move across a series of streets, such as Jefferson Highway, College, Acadian, Park. But should you hear this answer right here, folks, I mean, that sound there, yeah, it indicates an incorrect answer. Then they go to East, over Highland to the studios of TV2. And on this side, you can see Perkins, Lee, Stanford, Dalrymple, and Texas Street. And yes, I don't think this big turkey can get back in here, but let's see what happens. Now is the time that we introduce our contestant. And who does that better but our own turkey announcer, Steve Earle. Steve.
It's family night on We Play Baton Rouge, and because it's Thanksgiving, we welcome to our game board two Baton Rouge families.
Yes.
Our first family holds the world record for harassing garbage collectors the longest. They enjoy putting their family into a phone booth at the reunion and raising Cain in the backyard. Please welcome the Toom family.
The Toom family. How are you? And your name is Jackie? Okay, and this is the whole Toom family, Mr. Toom, and who's this back here? Kevin, and nice to meet you. Okay, now, the Toom family will be moving across a series of streets, but you've been selected as the spokesman for the Toom family. On each of the particular bumps that we go to, or commercial breaks, you'll come back out and support your mom, Jackie Toom, as she moves across the streets to the studios of TV2. Now, we've got some tough competition for you. These people have been staying up all night studying. Now, here we have the introduction of our next contestant. Who might that be, Steve Earle, on our Thanksgiving
Their opponents
show?
enjoy ice skating on City Park Lake in the summertime,
All right.
watching the Three Stooges in slow motion, and, of course, driving real slow down Highland Road during rush hour. A big We Play welcome to the Verde family.
The Verde family. I'm losing my mic. Hi, Randall. How are you? Okay, now this is Randall Verde, and who might this be? Your wife, Tina? Nice to meet you. Step right up here. A little crowded on the We Play set. Good to see you. Okay, now, Randall Verde, I didn't mean to hit you with the head of the... Anyway, you'll be going against the Toom family. We also have the selection of our living room players coming back. We're going to flip the coin when we come back, but right now, we're going to take some commercial breaks. Round one of We Play Baton Rouge coming up on our Thanksgiving show right after this.
A very happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. The families return to move across the streets as we start round number 1 of We Play Baton Rouge. Contestants on We Play Baton Rouge are screened after calling 925-8295. That's 925-8295. Back to more of We Play and Pat Shingleton.
Okay, Steve, thanks very much. Once again, can you imagine if somebody just came into Baton Rouge and they were staying at the Hilton Hotel out there, and they walked into their room and they flicked on a TV and they said, "Hey, Maude, what do you think the deal is on this show right here?" Well, for you people just tuned in, my name is Mayor President Pat Scream, and this is the Thanksgiving show on We Play Baton Rouge, and we're glad to have you with us. Okay, we start with a coin toss. I'm going to flip the coin because it'll take me 20 minutes to get back up in there. I'm going to flip the coin. Go ahead and call it Randall. Or Jackie.
Heads.
Okay, you can see it is tails, and you have won the toss. You've opted to do what?
Take the blue card.
Okay, he's taking the blue car, moving across these streets. So, Jackie, you have the first question, moving for Jefferson. And we'd like to select our living room players before we begin. We want for you, Jackie, to reach in there and pick out a slip or a card. Okay. And who is that? Let's see. You are going to be playing for James
Owen Jr.
James Owen Jr. on Cornell Avenue. Go ahead, Randall. Reach right in there. Gloria Roshto on Glen Oaks. Gloria Roshto. So you're playing for Gloria Roshto, and you'll be playing, Jackie, for none other than James Owen. And I'll give those back to you. It's time for round 1, folks. We Play Baton Rouge. Let's go and get them on our Thanksgiving show. Here we go. Podium's a little cramped today. We start, as we mentioned, Jackie, with moving the categories. And the Toom family is ready. As we continue to, we'll spin the categories. After the 8-second spin, you have the option of picking for your first street, which is Jefferson, Jackie, movies, schools, or the mixed bag.
I'll take movies.
Movies it is. Listen to this question. Under movies, in the 1938 film, Jackie, Love Finds Andy Hardy, the stars were Judy Garland and Lana Turner. Can you name the young man who played Andy Hardy?
Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney is right. You've got Jefferson. I'll tell you, Jackie's gobbling up those streets. It's Randall Verdi's turn. You're looking for Perkins. Look to that game board now, Randall, and here you see the categories spinning. As they spin, they will stop, and after that 8-second spin, they lock in on sports, television, things of the past, Randall, or history.
I'll take sports.
Sports it is on our Thanksgiving show. Here is your question. His nickname is the Golden Bear. He's won the Masters 5 times, the U.S. Open 4 times, the British Open 3 times. What is his name, Randall, for Perkins?